everybody. I am so excited to do this with you tonight. This is the first one we've ever done like this. And let me tell you, this is a historic launch. My inbox has been completely flooded. My name is Robin Packard Lamb, and I've been with Zingular for 13 years, and I've never seen anything like this. So what's super cool is you're about to see like a powerful explosion of Zingular meets XMD, which you're going to learn all about tonight. Like I said, my name's Robin, and I've been here for 13 years. I lost 100 pounds with Zingular with the natural side, and it's always made me a little sad because even though I had such great success with the natural side, there was this pool of people that I never could just help all the way meet their goals, or they gained some weight back or whatever. And finally, I feel like my toolbox and heart is completely full of tools to help people meet their goals, not just in weight loss, but inflammation. We've had huge breakthroughs in science that we're going to talk about and that now can help people while they're in their home. A whole new way to look at healthcare. And I'm just super grateful that you joined tonight and somebody added you into this, and you're going to be checking back with them. So stay tuned on that. And we're going to give away tons of prizes, over $1,000 in prizes. So we're talking about a speaker. We're talking about a $200 gift card. We're talking about some steaks, red light therapy, all kinds of stuff. Too much to list right now, but you're going to be taking notes because we're going to have a secret code word that you got to figure out. Just so you know, I'll give you a head start. My letter is L. So there's going to be a couple ways to earn points to qualify for these prizes. So be taking notes, staying tuned, stay really tuned in to the whole. We're going to have a lot of great presentations that you're not going to want to miss. You guys, I can't even tell you how big this is going to be. This is about to blow the doors off of what you thought about direct cells, science, weight loss, health, bringing health into your home, all the things. So stay tuned. We've got some of the very best speakers you've ever seen before about to come on. One more thing you're not going to want to miss. Jump in the comments, be commenting, be interactive. We're going to be looking at that when we talk about prizes too, and you're not going to want to miss the information. There's going to be a lot of great questions and a lot of great things in the comments. So jump in the comments, let us know who you are, where you're from, all the things.
Hey friends, it's Sherry Phipps, and you've probably been hearing a lot about GLP-1 medications like semaglutide, tirzepatide, and there's a lot of information floating around, right? Well, I just wanted to share a little bit about what these actually do, plus some of my own story, because I have literally tried it all when it comes to weight loss and health and wellness. You see, most of my adult life, I have been overweight. And so back in 2000, I had gastric sleeve surgery. I lost some weight initially, but over time, I gained a portion of it back. And even at my smallest weight then, I never lost as much or felt as healthy as I do right now. I've done the diets, the plans, the shakes, the soups, the programs, you name it, I've tried it all. And that's what led me to really dive into understanding how the body works and eventually becoming certified in peptide therapies. Because I didn't want another quick fix. I wanted to know why things worked or didn't work and how to truly support my body from the inside out. So let's take a minute and let's talk about how these medications actually work. You see, semaglutide and tirzepatide, they're part of a class of GLP-1 receptor agonists. They mimic the natural hormones that are already in your body that regulate your appetite, they control your blood sugar, they slow your digestion so that you feel full longer. Semaglutide works primarily on the GLP-1 receptor, while tirzepatide acts on both the GLP-1 and the GIP receptors. That dual mechanism helps to improve the insulin sensitivity and metabolism, which can lead to more consistent weight loss and better overall energy, which is huge. So, in simple terms, they help your body find balance again, and it helps you eat less, manage your cravings, stabilize your blood sugar, and honestly, here's the truth. The medication alone isn't the magic, but what makes the biggest difference is how you support your body while you're on GLP-1s. And that's where supplements came in for me. You see, when you're on a GLP-1, your digestion slows down. You're not eating as much as you had been, which means that you're getting fewer nutrients, less hydration, and even your digestion system just slows down as a whole. So I tended to focus on a few key things that had been absolute game changers for me once I started GLP-1s. And so I wanted to share some of those with you. And the first being electrolytes. I use those to stay hydrated, to keep my energy steady. They helped me combat fatigue, headaches, and that dry feeling that sometimes people get when they're just not eating as much. The next, gut and hormone support. I use natural supplements that help balance my stress and my digestion so that I'm not bloated or backed up. Keeping the gut moving and the hormones balanced makes everything much, much smoother. Next is protein and metabolic support because we want to maintain muscle, not lose it. I use products that boost metabolism and help my body burn fat efficiently, even while eating smaller portions. So, my overall wellness stack, I've built a routine that includes antioxidants, adaptogens, and micronutrients so that my energy stays high, my mood stays stable, and my body actually feels nourished instead of deprived. And that has been what I chalk up the difference to this time around. It's not about restriction, it's about support. And my results have been incredible. And I finally feel like I have found something that is lifetime sustainable. So if you're considering semaglutide or tirzepatide, my biggest advice to you is to do it the right way. There are new trusted options becoming available every day that combine medical guidance with high quality formulations, giving people access to safe, effective GLP-1s, along with the lifestyle and supplements that are needed to support a real long lasting success. And that's what I'm most passionate about. That's why I became certified in peptide therapies, because I want to help people not just lose weight, but actually feel good in the process. Because this isn't about a quick fix, it's about creating balance, confidence, and long term health. I'm happy to share what's helped me finally feel balanced, confident, and strong. Because after years of trying it all, I can honestly say this is the first time that I have felt aligned and real with what I'm doing for my own personal health. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Casey Bond, and I am here to visit with you a little bit about peptides and kind of what this whole event means and what we're kind of talking about at Singular. And I am on here to visit with you because I'm actually a professor of pharmacy. I have a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences, and I get to teach about the endocrine system and our hormonal systems. I actually teach about the GI tract. And so when we're talking about peptides and all of this science and everything that's going on, I'm helping to train future pharmacists to have that foundation so that they can really help patients. And so there's a lot of people that don't really understand, they hear the word peptide and they're not really sure what that means. And so, I'm here to kind of explain some things and help you to understand, what's going on. And, we've seen this huge shift in the importance of peptides and wellness, and XMD is a company that is totally leading the charge with this. So I'm going to explain a couple of things to you. And so that way you can hopefully better understand what we're talking about and how we really can help support you on your overall wellness journey. So, if you've heard the word peptides, what exactly does that mean? Well, if you think about it, we have fats and we have sugars and we have proteins. And so protein, obviously, we understand that is meat and things like that we can eat, and we have to have proteins to be able to build muscle. Well, we call them proteins when they are molecules that are of a certain size. So they're usually, when we talk about their molecular weight, they're pretty big molecules. So in order to have a protein, you have to first have amino acids. And so those are the building blocks of proteins. So if you think about like a Lego set, like the individual Legos would be your amino acids. Now, as you start to put them together, say you're building a house and you start to kind of build a wall of your house with Legos, that is actually a peptide. So they are shorter chains of amino acids, not as big as what we would call a protein. So kind of like the wall of your Lego house would be a peptide, okay? And then once you finally put your whole house together, your Lego house, that would be a protein. So it's just kind of a terminology, and we're talking about kind of sizes going from building blocks of amino acids to then peptides, which are a little bit longer. They're kind of longer chains of amino acids. And then once they completely build and become 3D, that's where we talk about protein. So when you hear peptide, just kind of think about it's kind of an intermediate to a protein. But one of the cool things about peptides is that these are actually little messengers in the body. They travel all over your body. They're naturally made, and they help your body's cells to know what they need to do. So they're kind of like text messages and systems. They're kind of like text systems or message systems between your body cells to help your cells know what they need to do at the right time. So, when we say that we're creating peptides, we're not saying that these are synthetic hormones or anything like that. They're not stimulants. They're basically the way that we've been able to create like a bioidentical signal that helps your body to understand and respond to maybe the nutrients that you're taking in better. And so, these peptides have been around for a long time. It's just kind of this new buzzword within the wellness industry. And so for you guys to help to understand more so, that's why we wanted to jump on here and kind of explain what we're talking about. And so these peptides, they can help your body to produce insulin better. They can help with appetite control. They can help with sleep. And so some examples of these, if you have heard the terms GLP-1, basically it's what stands for glucagon like peptide 1. So what that basically means is it's helping your body to respond to when you eat. So GLP-1 is actually a hormone that is released in your gut. So every time you eat, your gut releases this hormone. And so what GLP-1 does is when that food hits the gut is like, okay, I'm going to make this hormone and this peptide. And it's basically, when we say hormone, most people think testosterone and estrogen. To the science community, that's not the case. Hormones are basically any sort of a chemical messenger that travels to another site to create a response. Okay, so tons of hormones in the body, not just what we think of as like testosterone and estrogen. So GLP-1 is this smaller chain of amino acids, and he's released in your gut every time you eat. What he does 3 things. So he goes to the brain and he tells you you're full, because he's released in your gut after you eat. So he goes to the brain and says, okay, you're full, you need to stop eating. So it can help with appetite suppressant. He goes to the pancreas and he says, hey, we've just eaten a bunch. You need to release insulin so that we can help utilize the energy that just came in. The third thing that he does is he actually slows down the motility of the GI tract. And the point of that is so that the body can, if it slows down the movement of your food through the system, it can help to maximize nutrient absorption. So GLP-1 is a really important peptide that is naturally produced in your body and helps you to better process the food that you're taking in. Now, very similar to this, if you've heard of GIP, this is another one that's also produced in the gut. And so he works more so in terms with the pancreas to help release insulin. And so, if you think about insulin, every time you eat, all of your food comes into your gut, and then those are energy molecules, whether it's amino acids or free fatty acids, little building blocks of fat, or simple sugars, okay, like glucose. His job, those get into your bloodstream, and his job, he's kind of the key. So he goes up to the cells and he kind of unlocks the cells, and then those energy molecules can go into the body for you to use them. So that's what insulin does. He really helps us maximize the access to those energy molecules that we need to function. And so we need insulin to be released to help us get access to those nutrients. And, when we don't eat as well, or as we age, depending on genetics, sometimes we're just not making enough insulin, and sometimes even though we're making it, he's trying to put the key in to let those energy molecules out of the blood into the cells. Sometimes they're just not responding. So the degrees of this is where we end up, with diabetes. And so There are lots of different peptides, and they all have different actions in the body. But the ones that are the buzzwords right now that we're really talking about is like the GLP-1 and the GIP. And so the medications that we have out that are now, like if you've heard of, Ozempic, Mounjaro, semaglutide, tirzepatide, they are either all GLP-1 agonists, is what we call them. So it's basically a molecule to help go in and kind of act like that GLP-1 and mimic some of the stuff it does. Some of them are combination agents between GLP-1 and GIP. So we kind of get two mechanisms of mimicry. There's also NAD+. If you've heard and seen that one basically helps support your mitochondria in your cells. They are essentially kind of the engine or the powerhouse for our cells. They're the ones that are kind of providing the cellular energy that your cells need to be able to function. And so we're seeing all kinds of really cool discoveries, just basically, taking science and taking the beautiful creation of the body and its natural chemical messengers and trying to replicate that to help your body have what it needs. We are all super stressed. We all are dealing with things in life. And so we're not eating as well, or we're not sleeping enough. So if we can help to mimic that in small amounts in natural ways, then that's going to help us overall function better, feel better, lose weight, and just, go through life feeling better with that overall wellness goal. So we have, that's why this is so important, for XMD and why we're trying to come alongside people. What you're going to also hear is you're going to hear the term microdosing. Microdosing is one of the exciting parts of this launch that we're going to be, visiting with you guys about, because it basically means that we are using precise, gentle doses of these powerful compounds for a daily balance. And so it's really working to get well with optimization and not medication, trying to help stimulate where you need help and not where you don't. It's not extreme. It's really trying to tweak things in a small way to help your body respond the very best that it can. And so one of the cool things, XMD actually offers oral dissolvable microdose tablets that work with your body's natural rhythm. And so, this is the whole thing, is that the goal of this is to come alongside you, help you to microdose and supplement to help your body to respond better, because we are mimicking those biological molecules and those biological text messages to say, hey, this cell needs to respond to insulin better to help move those nutrients in, or this cell, the mitochondria, is not working as well. And so the cell is not responding as well, and its engine's not running like it should. So it's really about science from overall wellness, science from healthcare and medicine, really finding a happy place to help you in small places where you really need fine tuning. And so, the whole goal of this is to really bring that together to find the optimal place for you. So, how can these help you specifically? We're talking about whether your goal is energy or, helping to boost your metabolism and your cells really responding better and burning efficiently, maybe helping change your body composition. Maybe you need to get a little bit of weight off. Maybe your cholesterol has been high. There's a lot of different options within peptide protocols to help support that. And, when your cells are functioning better and we have the nutrients that we need, we're optimized in our function. When we don't have that, it's important to help to use a wellness side, a natural side, the wellness side in terms of medication or microdosing, and really taking science and wellness and putting them together. That's our goal with this. And so we hope that you're getting to see all of this and how exciting we are to come along people who maybe have been, praying for something that would work for them and just hadn't found the right spot. And so we just hope that you're open to hear about all of this, and we're excited to get to explain how we can really help you in small ways, try to help your body function and work the way it was designed, because we're all busy. We don't always take care of ourselves. And so how can we better do that? Well, that's what we're here to explain with you today. So I'm excited for you to get to hear all of this information, and can't wait to help you guys get started and really get to live the life that you're hoping to live. So, all right. So I will see you again soon.
Hi, you guys. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. My name is Charlie Bailey, and I was so excited to be able to share a little bit about my GLP-1 journey. I have quite the long journey when it comes to health and weight loss. I remember being in first grade and being on the Slim Fast diet. So if that tells you anything about what my life has kind of looked like, just know I have tried everything. I have done everything. I am well versed in all of the programs, all of the systems, personal trainers, nutritionists, doctors, prescriptions, like all the things, because I really have been trying my entire life to lose weight and find healthy, and it's been such a struggle. I know that in 2017, when I had my last baby, I had this like insane sense of hope that finally my body would start responding to the work I was doing, right? Like all the exercise, all the nutrition, all of the things I was doing. And finally, now that my body was no longer doing this with all of the pregnancies and deliveries and postpartums, that I would finally start responding. Well, long story short, it didn't. By 2021, I had actually gotten much bigger and I hit the scale at 289 pounds. And I just felt so hopeless in that, because I was doing all the right things, but like, why was my body not working? And I just felt like I was fighting it, and it was so, so hard, not only physically, but mentally too. And I went to my husband and I said, can we please consider bariatric surgery for me? Because I just felt so hopeless. And he was really against it, because he was scared. Like it's kind of a scary thing. And I remember looking at him and telling him I would rather die trying to get help than continue living this way, because I just felt so hopeless and so defeated. It was a really dark, dark time in my life. And so we decided to move forward. I got bariatric surgery and I thought, this is it. This is going to change my life. This is exactly what I needed. And honestly, it was really great for me. I lost a lot of weight. I lost about 100 pounds. I hit 180 pounds, and I maintained that weight for a few years. And then randomly one day, my body just started putting weight back on, and I couldn't figure out why. Like, what is going on? Why is this happening? I was doing all the things still. I was eating right. I was still exercising. I was tracking all the stuff. What's going on? And I got all the way back up to 210 pounds. And I got into the doctors and they found out I had advanced from just like insulin resistance, which I'd been struggling with since I was 18, to I was now pre-diabetic, and I was devastated. My A1C was at 5.7, and I was adamant that I was not going to continue down that path. My grandma actually died from diabetes complications. I was not going to do that. And so I took the next 5 months and I buckled down, right? I like doubled up on everything I was doing. I got back to the doctor and I had such hope that my blood sugars were going to be good, my glucose was going to be good, that I was going to be down in weight. And in 5 months of me doing everything, like it consumed my life, I was down 2 pounds and I was still pre-diabetic. And so that's when we decided to introduce GLP-1. I decided on the semaglutide. And I jumped on board with that. I just, oh my gosh, it was so hard to do because financially we couldn't afford it. We actually ended up putting all of it on credit cards because we knew my health was so important, but like it was too expensive for us, right? But like I had to do it. I had to do it. And within 18 weeks of being on semaglutide, I went back to the doctor and my A1C went from 5.7 to 4.9. So I am no longer pre-diabetic. I have now been on it for a total of 5 months, and it has been so amazing. I'm down 32 pounds. I feel so good. I finally feel hope again. And that's actually how I came across Singular and XMD. Was I was looking for a tool to support me on my GLP-1 journey, because I knew I wasn't getting enough protein in. And so I started looking for clear protein, because heavy protein is just that. It's like a little heavy, a little like chalky sometimes. I was not a fan. And so I found the clear protein, and then I learned about gut health, and then I started hearing about the XMD, and I jumped right on board because XMD is half the price of what I've been paying for my medication every month. Half the price, meaning it's so much more attainable, so much more affordable. And it's been the only thing I've had in my entire life that has made it so that my body is actually responding properly to the work I have putting in. I am so thrilled with XMD's launch, with this product being able to not only be accessible to me, but to you, to your loved ones, making it so that people can actually feel hope on their health journey again. It has helped me so much. Like I said, with I'm no longer pre-diabetic. My insulin resistance is like non-existent right now. PCOS symptoms are gone. It is such an amazing prescription that has really changed my life and given me hope again. And I'm still going. So I'm excited for what the future holds for me, not only as a user myself, but also as I'm able to help my friends and family and loved ones get it too, because we shouldn't have to go into debt for our health. Like we should be able to live healthy. And some of us need a little bit more help than others, and this medication is that help we need. Okay, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have a great evening listening to all these amazing people and learning about this. I truly believe it is going to change the world, not only for you and your health, but for your loved ones too.
Hi there, friends. My name is Celia Boone, and I'm excited that I get to share my story with you on my peptide journey. And so I'm 63 years old, and I have been on trizipatide now for 6 weeks, and I have had some amazing results. So I have lost 25.5 pounds, and I have gained so many things from this journey that I cannot wait to share with you. Some of the things that I have also included in that is some of our singular products. I love our clear protein to help get in that protein, so I don't have to eat all the eggs and chicken and things. And I also use our collagen, which has protein in it, but it also helps with the hair, the skin, the nails, all the things. And I love the taste of it as well. I use our trim sticks, which block sugar absorption, and I use our spring for a natural rehydration. And I've always used those products along the way anyway. And so I love that because it helps with electrolytes, so that because you're drinking a lot, you have more of a thirst. And so that helps with that. And then I also use our digestive enzymes and a good probiotic that we have that I use every morning. So those are the things that I use. Along with taking the trizipatide, which, like I said, I've had great results in loving all of it. So some of the things I'm going to share with y'all that are just really kind of aha moments for me that I didn't realize were when I go to put my boots on. I had some boots in my closet I could not wear, I could not zip. And so I went in there just for fun to try them on, and I could zip them. I was so excited, y'all. And then again, I was in there and I thought, I had this whole section of clothes I've been able to wear in over a year. And so it was like shopping again already in my own closet. I was able to wear some of those jeans, able to wear some of the shorts, the shirts, the jackets, and the dresses. And so I hated going shopping, y'all, because nobody wants to go shopping when you're overweight and you don't feel good about yourself. And so that was so fun and an eye opener for me that I enjoyed. I woke up typically with a lot of stiffness, a lot of sluggishness and all that. And so since I've been on this, I've not had the stiffness. Whenever I wake up in my joints and stuff, I just bounce out of bed ready to go for the day. And that has been truly something that I have enjoyed and loved and was actually amazed about. Another thing is that I have cheekbones now, where before I was kind of like I was having a lot of fluff around the cheeks, and I don't have 4 double chins, which, nobody wants to take a picture and you're all trying not to have them. Anyway, and then another big thing for me was that whenever I looked down, I would see belly. And when I would sit down, I felt like it was up here. And now I see my feet, which is supposed to be what I'm supposed to do, right? And then one of the biggest things, y'all, for me that, I'm 63, postmenopause, the menopause things, all the waking up in the sweats and all the things. So I haven't had that in the last probably 4.5 weeks. I've not been shucking the covers and taking the clothes off and having that moment. That has gone for me now in, like I said, the last 4.5 weeks. So those are just some really things that I know for me as a woman, I hated it. And so this has really helped me. And it's not just about the weight loss, y'all. It's about how you feel in your skin. Looking forward to going shopping. Looking forward to being able to cross your legs with ease. Looking forward to being able to buy the things and go do things and feel comfortable about it, and not just feel like I'm overweight, nobody wants to see me, and I don't even want to be there. And so I'm looking forward to you joining us on this journey, because y'all, it has been fantastic, been one of the best decisions I've made for myself and my health and wellness. And I'm so thankful that it's here. And I'm looking forward to you getting to try it. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to you jumping on this journey with me.
Did you know that almost everyone who starts peptide therapy without support ends up losing more muscle than they realize? They eat less, they move less, and call it weight loss, but often it's muscle, hydration, and gut health that take the hit. This is where people go wrong. Peptides are powerful tools, but they're not the full solution. They amplify what's already happening in the body. So, if your foundation is weak, they're going to magnify that weakness. That's why I built a peptide support stack that fills in the 3 biggest gaps that I see. Hi, I'm Chanel Cosette. I am the Senior VP of Product Development with Singular. I'm really excited to talk to you about the support stack because when you're on a GLP-1 or a GIP peptide, your appetite is going to drop hard. That's how they work. But here's the problem. You stop eating enough protein and fiber, and that's when things are really going to start falling apart. Without enough protein, your body is going to break down muscle for energy. Without fiber, your gut is going to slow down, your microbiome shift, and suddenly you're constipated, bloated, and feeling tired or sluggish. One study found that over 60% of GLP-1 users fall below the recommended protein intake. Friends, that is a fast track to a slower metabolism. Your muscle is your longevity organ. It is incredibly important for your metabolism. Now imagine, okay, well, first, another fun stat is that average American who is starting on peptide therapy is already 10 to 15 grams short on fiber. So if you're already 10 to 15 grams short on fiber, and then you're cutting your appetite in half, you can see the issue. The goal isn't just to take peptides, it's to make your body a place where peptides get to work efficiently. This is where our peptide support stack comes in. 3 products, 1 mission, 3 products that really are going to do what your peptides can't. First, you have clear protein. This is going to protect your lean mass. And then you have Trim Sticks. This is going to stabilize cravings. And then complete probiotic. This is going to keep your gut happy, regular, and also communicating properly with your brain and your metabolism. When you combine all 3, you're protecting your metabolism, your mood, and your muscle. 3 things that actually determine whether you're going to keep your results long term. So first, I want to talk about clear protein. Most people who are on GLP-1s report that they cannot choke down a heavy shake on peptides. This one is clear, light, and refreshing. Each scoop packs in 20 grams of protein with an incredible enzyme blend. This enzyme blend is actually going to help your body to release 100% more of the amino acids from the protein. So protein and then protein plus our enzyme technology, that is actually going to release 100% more amino acids than the protein alone. That means you're getting more out of every single scoop. In here is also the clinically dosed amount of leucine. Leucine is the amino acid that is responsible for stimulating muscle protein synthesis. All of this to say that this is going to be something that can help protect your lean muscle mass. This amino acid really flips the switch on your muscle protein synthesis, but also it's kind of like pressing the save button for your muscle. So I kind of think of this, if you're going to be under eating, this is your daily insurance policy that is going to keep your metabolism humming. Next up, we have Trim Sticks. Trim Sticks is the craving calibrator. It's not just about curbing craving. So you are going to have you're going to have your food noise go down dramatically on a GLP-1, but some people still report that they did have some food noise. So we want to help you just a step further. And it's also not about just curbing your cravings. It's also going to help smooth out your glucose curve. Because when your blood sugar is stable, your mood and your energy can be stable as well. It's powered by this really cool chromium blend, and it's going to help with the bioavailability of it. Plus, chromium can degrade, and so we have this amla fruit in it that helps to make it last longer. What that means is this is going to support normal carbohydrate metabolism. It also has prebiotic fiber. This is going to help you feel full without the bloat. It has a potato protein in it, and this is going to help you feel satisfied for up to 3 hours, and a touch of organic caffeine. Think of this as your peptide's best friend. It's going to keep your energy consistent so that you don't feel like you're white knuckling it the entire afternoon. And finally, we have our complete probiotic. If your gut isn't working, neither can your peptide. When your digestion slows, toxins build and your microbiome gets sluggish. This probiotic is going to help support regularity, bloating, and even mood. Fun fact, over 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut. This has these really cool, unique strains that are going to help with your gut brain access in order to help with some of that emotional eating that can happen, that more emotionally driven snacking. It also has these metabolic strains that help with satiety hormones in your gut. The probiotics inside here are also prebiotic fibers. So the probiotics are going to take the prebiotics. Those are going to create short chain fatty acids. That is going to help stimulate the exact same cells that release natural GLP-1 in your body. So with this, you're not managing side effects, you're amplifying your body's own satiety signals. And this is the payoff. Remember this, think of peptides as kind of the spark, but protein, fiber, and a healthy gut are the oxygen. So that when you're using the support stack with Clear Protein, Trim 6, Complete Probiotic, you're not just losing weight, you're rebuilding health. You're really creating a metabolism that's going to keep burning long after maybe even the injections stop. Whether you're on a full dose or a micro dose, this is the perfect pack for you to really help support you on that journey. And I find that peptides are an incredible way of kind of pushing you or propelling you into the lifestyle that you maybe knew you always needed, right? We know we need to lift weights. We know we need to move our body. But sometimes when we feel uncomfortable or heavy or we have pain, it can be hard to do those things. And what's amazing about peptide therapy is it's helping to almost remove some of the excuses, right? You have so much food noise, it's going to quiet that down. So we're kind of removing those in order to give ourselves the great playing field, because this is not replacing a healthy lifestyle. You still need to move your body. You still need to lift weights. You still need to be hydrated and sleep and manage stress. Like if I was going to talk about 5 things that you would need to do, like I would really focus on sleep, stress management, movement, getting in your protein, and getting in your fiber. Those are going to help dramatically. But one of the reasons why I love probiotics is, especially our probiotic, is because it helps 3 really main things when you're on peptide therapy. It's going to help with mood, it's going to help with your metabolism, and it's going to help with your digestion. And getting enough protein and getting in these amazing ingredients that are going to help with that blood sugar balancing and really help give you a little boost of energy, because as your calories go down, we know that energy is going to go down, right? K-cal equals energy. So as your calories drop, your energy might drop with it. And so we just want to give you a little boost to push you into the right direction. That is the peptide support stack. I am so excited for you to get on your journey and to really just see what these amazing peptides can do for you. And when pairing it with a healthy lifestyle, you're just going to feel and look amazing. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good night.
Hi, I'm Jenna Bullard, and I want to talk to you a little bit about XMD as a business opportunity and the magnitude of what it is. So first of all, I've been with this amazing company for 10 years, and I actually grabbed my link this month, 10 years ago, but I was a corporate banker for 29 years before, or even 2 years into starting this. And so one of the things that I know is understand overhead, understand opportunity, understand market demand. And so, first of all, I will tell you that not only is biohacking, which we're trademarked the biohacking company, a multi-billion-dollar industry that's growing, but the peptide GLP-1 space is even bigger. It's projected to be $155 billion in 10 years, which means it's almost tripled. So that is huge. The market demand. Y'all, 70% of Americans will or are on a GLP-1 semaglutide, tirzepatide microdosing journey. And so, not unlike myself, I actually did start on one just a few weeks ago, and I've already lost 15 pounds. My blood pressure has gone back to normal, and the inflammation in my face, like I feel like I look like I've lost 20 or 30 pounds, and it's been a game changer. So that tells you that the market demand is there. This was something 4 years ago that I was not comfortable with. And so if that can change for me, and as many menopausal women as we have in the world currently, then it means a big market demand. Okay. Overhead. Overhead's a massive problem for a lot of business owners and even people in the direct selling space. They're having to buy a lot of things to turn around and just sell them. This, through the referral process, is going to be super simple and not labor intensive. So that is a big deal. The other thing that I can tell you is we're the only people that actually have the nutraceutical, pharmaceutical, the precision health with such a lucrative pay plan in the space. So that also means that not only are our customers and partners that have been with us for a while receiving a maximum benefit of being with us, but it's bringing a lot of new eyes to us because there are people that they need to supplement their income, or they're wanting to replace some income, or they're just wanting money to pay for Christmas, whatever it is. And so we have incredible pay to begin with, but we also have accelerated bonuses when it comes to the XMD called the biohacking bonuses. When you first start out with us, you've got some quick start bonuses, which are $100 each. You've got an X5 bonus that's going to be super simple with XMD. That's another $400. That's $600 in bonuses, and that 400 is an every month bonus. So if you're focusing on 5, you can very quickly not only cover the cost of your own supplies, but you would also be able to turn around and make money. And then if even just one of those was to turn around and do the same, then you are really getting some residual income built in. Part of that also goes with because once people are using a GLP-1 or a microdosing, they love it. So it's not typically a 1 month order, it's a recurring order. And so that becomes huge for you. So if you take market demand, if you take we're the only people in the space, if you take the projections, the financial projections that are made, then it gives you the perfect storm for great income. And then let's talk a little bit about if you happen to be somebody that you've got a boutique or you've got some sort of a spa without the right credentials, you actually cannot produce these things and share them with your clients in a legitimate or a safe way. This is going to be something that every person can do. And so lots of things that people are doing in order to make money after work or whatever it is, or to be able to stay home with their kiddos, they are trading time for dollars. So which means if I'm not working right now, I don't get paid. The power of XMD is the fact that it's a referral. It's, hey, let me invite you to see what we've got going on here and let me refer you to telehealth. So that makes the labor intensive part go away. What that also does is it makes other people want to join you for the business because it's what we do every day. This is where I got this necklace. This is where we work in our society as a referral community. This, you're just going to be able to get paid 30% on your first level. If you enroll a ton of people, it can be 40%. But then the opportunity to maximize bonuses, earn trips with us is unlike nothing that you've ever seen before. So we do invite you to take a look at that. Really consider this as a viable option for you to put money into your household, cover the cost of your own XMD products. This is an astronomical opportunity, and we're so glad that you're here with us on launch night.
Hey, everybody. I hope you've had a great night. What great presentations and speakers we've had tonight. Every time I hear Chanel, I learn more. So drop in the comments. What did you learn? What shocked you? What did you not know that now you do know? Was there any myths you've debunked or anything like that? Okay. So what's the next steps? Number 1, grab the letters. Try to decode the word, right? You're going to need that. Number 2, go to the partner that invited you, because you guys, they're going to have a coupon code for you and a link to help you get ordered and walk you through this process of what is XMD. Now, remember, we will have the singular side, which is going to be your nutraceuticals, your support stacks. Like, I think everybody needs to be on a clear protein or a protein when utilizing the peptides. So make sure you go get that coupon code that's going to get you a discount on that side, right? And then they're going to walk you through how to go to the XMD website. And if you're already a Singular customer, you're going to want to use the exact same email that you use for that account, okay? But your partner will help walk you through this and give you that code. Next, look at the points on the screen, either way, and when you order, total up your points, and there is going to be an email that's sent out moments before this ends. And you are going to want to fill out that form and put your points in, because we are going to do some prizes off of points. So check your email and then complete your entry into it. And then we will be back to you tomorrow to let you know who won the prizes, lots of prizes to give out, and then really to get you started on your XMD journey. One last housekeeping thing. When you're going through XMD, there's a HIPAA consent. No one will ever know your prescription, your health information. That is very protected. There will be a box though that you have to check if you want your partner to at least know your name so that they could help whatever. If you don't want them to know your name, that's fine. They won't even know you're there. But if you do want them to know just your name, you need to make sure that you opt in for that. But thank you guys for joining us. This has been a historic first. What a crazy day for Singular. What a great day for science. We're going to be able to help so many people, and our toolbox is literally now full of tools to help you on the business side and your health side. So we appreciate you so much and so grateful that you took the time to be with us tonight.